Hey guys, welcome to episode 16, the episode where we do math and realize that we're bad at leveling up. But first, hey, thanks patrons, Claire, Ryan, Schmitty, Samuel, and Thomas. I did that from memory. Thank you guys so much for supporting us on Patreon, and so we can do cool stuff and, buy upgrades and gear and things like that. And then, of course, thank guys for subscribing, commenting, doing stuff like that. And join us on Discord because, holy crap, we have some very interesting discussions like, are we the baddies? No.
Yes.
No. Anyways, yes, episode 16, where we do math and realize that, whoops, some of us didn't actually have the gnosis required to pick up a third dot in an arcana. So, in this particular case...
snitches.
In this case, Mammon does not have space 3 yet, and Detritus does not have matter 3 yet.
Yeah, I didn't say that on camera, so.
Right.
I like the fact that Songbird waited until I started listing all the things I can't
cool
wait
things
to do with my new dot. And then he was like, actually, I don't know if you can even have it yet.
Actually.
That said,
blame Ash because she's the one that I caught the error on. So you would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that wascally wabbit.
No, I remember. I think I may have told this story. Started to play Starfinder, and I thought Craig was playing a female character, and so I was expecting a female, and nope, that's a lot of beard. And we're back.
I told my wife I want a beard like Craig's. She said no.
So, yeah, we were bad at math. XP has not necessarily been spent, and so we might see some people getting some more beats so they can get that XP so they can spend it. Anyways,
I am Gnosis 3 now.
Right. No. Weird is Gnosis 3, and Songbird is Gnosis 2, as opposed to what you were seeing down below, because I'm a little bit lazy and we only had a short break. We are back.
So y'all going to describe your epiphanies?
Oh yeah, actually.
How did you reach this?
Yeah, we can flashback because mine was as we were all sitting around, and is kind of this not a full out like Dragon Ball Z like power up kind of thing, but definitely was like, okay, like exposing myself to like the Amagos that y'all form and seeing the different ways that people approach magic, like opened my brain a little bit more to the understanding that there's definitely a lot more out there.
Yeah, especially because fate, time, death, and matter are all stuff you don't have any dots in, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah, so stuff you've never even messed with. By the way, we'll continue with weird here in a second, but when we follow up, we'll be jumping over to Mammon going to rescue one. So keep that in mind for whatever you were planning there. And weird, what was your big revelation?
So just we've had a few situations where we came in with some preconceptions. Like when the storm was going off, like we kind of almost went in there looking for a fight. Like we were defensive, we were a little bit aggressive, and it turned out to like these were allies, and that very easily could have gone the other way. And the whole thing with the ghost, and we killed the ghost and dissipated it, and it's destroyed, and that was a potential resource that could have helped people who were helping people. And because we went in half-cocked, that kind of got another opportunity that we sort of spoiled for somebody. So that's making me aware that like we need to take some time and be a little bit more curious rather than, have everything framed in our own preconceptions.
So a little less fools rush in.
Well, not necessarily a little less fools rush in, but a little more curious and exploratory rather than like, I know what this is going to be and I'm looking for trouble. Like, don't go looking for trouble because so far we haven't really found much.
I can fix that.
Yeah. Well, so
she's not says Shang. What the hell?
That's part of it. Second is she's like Weird has been on her own since her awakening. Well, since before her awakening. Like even though she's part of the Guardians, she's not really like part of the Guardians.
Yeah, and Guardians are not hands-on people. They don't come and chat and hang out.
Right, and really, if they do, it's because it's there's a huge
wizards narcs.
Wizard narcs.
And also as an Acanthus, like a lot of the Acanthus thing is about shucking off connections. That's kind of the sort of the philosophy behind it. And here she is forming new ones and seeing that that's providing more opportunities, which is kind of leading her into, like, there's ways that she's thinking she might be able to use her powers and abilities to help this whole group as a whole that don't really, that the Acanthus way isn't necessarily the best way to do that.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Does that change either of your guys' vices or virtues?
Yeah, I want to give it a little bit of thought, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to do a little bit
Mine
of
will
changing.
probably change between sessions.
Okay.
Still haven't quite figured it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we jump now live to Mammon at the site of Rescue 1, who, from when you guys had last left, looked like they were kind of prepping for a siege. You know, they're calling everybody in, you know, spreading the word out. And when you arrived, I mean, this is New York. It's got lots of cars, lots of people and stuff like that. But there is like cars all across the sidewalk. They're all like taken up. There's multiple with like boots on them and parking tickets. Like they've been sitting there for a while, longer than they should be. The parking lot, I guess, the surrounding area around the actual building, around the precinct, the station house, I think technically, has a lot of people in it that just are casually milling around. It looks like a lot of people sitting on, you know, back of, you know, sitting in truck beds, sitting on the trunks of cars, just hanging out. And they kind of look as Mammon approaches, and there's a couple whispered, hands motion. And it's like, no, we know who that guy is. And you see Logan, the guy you had rescued, come over, and, you know, amongst everybody, and the big doors for the trucks are shut. Everything's locked up. Every other time they've been open. And Logan comes over and goes, "Hey, Mammon, what's up?"
Not much. I stick my hand out to shake his hand.
Right.
And I tell him I'm just here to pick your brain a little bit, see if I can get any more information about what happened last night. I'm thinking about helping to track some of these ass clowns down so that we can separate them from the rest of their pack, pick them off one by one, make them weaker, guerrilla tactic shit.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down for that. Or do we have to have like a seance, or is there some like ritual thing? Like I'm down, man. Let's kick these guys' ass.
So there's a couple things that we can try, but I'm just gonna go nuclear option first. It's a pretty involved spell, but basically I just need you to tell me what happened.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so where to start, man? So I was on patrol through Financial District. We knew that's where they were hanging out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I interact with spirits a lot. Like that's kind of my thing. I can call to them. We have a bit of a rapport. And so I was trying to figure out what people had seen. Well, spirits had seen. A lot of the security spirits are chatty little gossips. So I was trying to figure out what they'd seen. They're usually good intel kind of providers and stuff like that. And I got into conversation, and I mean, I was literally caught with my pants down, man. Like I was wheeling and dealing in essence. And
literally with your pants
literally
down?
I mean, okay, not literally, but I was forking out essence to this spirit, and
listen, it's 2019. You can do whatever you want, but getting caught forking with your pants down, whatever, man.
He rolls his eyes. You know what I mean? Well, you probably don't. But I was giving essence to the spirit to try and bribe him to give me some information, and that's a distracting kind of thing. Stop making that face, man. And he like looks like a little chagrined. He's like, but nonetheless, they snuck up on me, and before I even finished the deal with this spirit, it bailed as they shoved me into a wall. I was there about, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, and then you guys showed up, and I barely even saw you.
Yeah. Hang on. I personally, out of character, need just a second.
Sure.
See if there's any, if anybody else wants to do something while I look this up. I'm going to see if there's anything. I don't think there's anything I can cast that'll help me out.
Yeah,
Okay.
for us, I'd say we've made it back to Songbird's place. I want to start working on the bullets.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and start writing that spell template up.
Hey, Songbird,
Yes.
can you do that thing you did last night, only when Mammon's around?
Sure.
I want to have an eyeball at some space stuff.
Yeah, totally. Any particular reason?
I'm thinking of branching out.
Rad. Space, time, makes sense.
Exactly.
Space time, a little heavy matter, and there you go, black holes.
And I have some, I don't know, aspirations,
Rad.
things I want to accomplish, and I think the way to do that is going to be through space.
Cool.
I dig it.
You good, John?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So
Bruce,
there's nothing I can cast that's going to help me out. You know, I don't have any reason to believe that he would be lying to me. And I don't think there's anything he forgot because it literally just happened the night before. So nothing I really need to cast. So I'm going to ask him, you wouldn't happen to know anybody that would have more information on these guys? Any places that they might frequent that I can go chat up, find out more information about them?
My run-in with them is the first one where we've had like physical person-to-person contact with them. So the first reason we knew that they were predator kings.
Right.
But I mean, if you need to, we could potentially head back down there, and I might be able to, sniff out where they were or where they went after they went flying. Or
my problem with that is they know you, and if they have watchers in the area, they will recognize you. They never saw me.
Right.
So, me walking through the area, I'm just some guy. So that's my only issue with that. Out of character, quick question. There is a spell, and I cannot seem to find it.
Mm-hmm.
I've used it once before. It basically allows me to specify a person or an object and then see the thread, the connection.
Correspondence. Space
One. Thank you. So could I theoretically use correspondence to find the thread for one of the three guys that had him cornered, and then use locate object with that thread to follow it to wherever they currently are?
Yeah.
Assuming I use, up the potency so the range is higher.
Right. What you would have to do is you have two options. You can use correspondence with to reach, which lets you specify the connections you wish to uncover in general terms.
Right.
So you could be like the guy who attacked him.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would give you that person, but it's contextualized and then use the one reach to follow a trail of sympathetic links. So when you learn one of the initial sympathetic connections that you specify, you could then learn from that one another connection. So you could go from these guys who attacked him to other connections they have, or
extended pack members. And
right. Yeah. And remember, these connections don't need to be to people. They could be to places. or things or objects. So that'll be on Mammon to come up with what series of things he wants to follow. But yeah, you can use that to find any number of things.
Okay. And I could use, again, I'm just using the cheat sheet. I hate using the PDF. I can use correspondence on objects and locations as well, right? So, like, for example, I could use correspondence on a house, and what I'm specifically looking for is the owner. Probably not, right? Because objects and locations still have sympathetic connections.
Right. In that case, they don't have the connection, but yeah, a person has a connection to it. That said, you could, if you had a piece of a house, you could find the house that it goes to. Yep.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get down with some correspondence then. But of course, because I want to, I don't know what werewolves can sense, what they know is happening around them magically. So I'm going to inform him that I will be casting a spell on him that will assist me in locating his attackers, and ask him. Well, so here's the deal. I'm going to cast a spell on you. If it's okay, of course. That will basically show me the connection you have with the people who attacked you. And I can follow that connection from you to them, and then from them to any potential safe houses that they have, or, other pack members and whatnot. Are you okay with me doing this?
He's like, yeah, is there a consent form I got to sign, man? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Or out of character, are we still outside the fire?
Yeah. He basically kept you from going in, and so you're there, so and there's been this happenstance fence of people who've kind of surrounded and kept you guys shielded off from view.
Right. If it's okay, if we could step into the garage or something like that. I just need to be outside of the normal civilian population's eyes. Things get a little bit fucky when people who aren't supernatural see magic.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And so he takes you inside.
All right. So once we get inside, I'm going to go ahead and cast correspondence on him. Let me get this template up. Now I'm going to need, because of the fact that he's a friendly, I'm not going to bother casting it at range. So that'll save me a reach there. So I just need the one reach to specify the connection.
That's 2.
And the 2 reach, to specify the connection, and then
1 to follow the links.
1 to follow it, right, to its other end. Okay, so I'm going to need 3 reach total.
4 if you're going to do it instant.
4 if it's instant. I don't have 6 hours to cast.
So. Technically only 3.
I have space 2, so I have 1 free reach.
Correct.
2 free reach.
No. Yeah. Sorry, because you have space 2, you have 2 free reach.
Right. My gnosis is 1 because I am a weak boy. Space 2. I don't have any penalties. I don't need to increase potency, right?
Okay, so potency is how many links that you can find. So if you just want the first link, because you have space 2, you have 2 potency default. So if you cast right now, just default potency, you get the connection from this guy to this other person, and then from him to somewhere else. Or something else. Now, if you want to crank it up to 3 or 4, that'll give you multiple links to bounce around to.
Yeah, I probably will. While I'm doing this, I'm going to ask homie to bring me a broom, because I'm going to basically use. Well, all right. So let's do this first. So I want a potency of 3, because I want as many threads as I can get.
Okay, so it's just -2.
So penalty of 2. Don't need anything for duration, right?
No, because you will just immediately know.
Or scale.
Nope.
Okay, so for my yantras, I am going to use my shadow name. As far as how it fits into my shadow persona, this directly benefits Mammon. The fact that it benefits, you said his name was Logan?
Yep.
The fact that it benefits Logan and the other Stormcallers is more
ancillary.
It's more ancillary. It's more serendipitous to them than it is me. I'm trying to utilize the tools that I have at my disposal at this moment to rid myself of a potential future problem, and Logan's mind just happens to be the best tool at the moment.
Sure.
So that's going to be a bonus of 2 there.
Well, because you have a shadow name of 2? I thought you had shadow name.
No, I've got a shadow name of... Hang on, I'm trying to find it on the sheet. Yeah, shadow name of 2, but so we also 3. Have the 3 because of the Cabal.
Right.
Thingamajig.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Then another 2 from High Speech.
Another 2 from High Speech. You are correct. And I can only use... There it is. I can only use 2 yantras at the moment.
2 instantly. Mm-hmm.
Because I am a weak boy with 1 gnosis. And I'm going to expend some willpower on this.
Okay.
Because I really want this to work. Otherwise, I'm going to be awkwardly putting my hand on this guy in an enclosed space for no reason.
And he'll just feel uncomfortable.
Maybe not.
They're werewolves.
Maybe not.
You know. This, of course, from the guy who managed a -10 spell with 2 dots.
Yeah, don't jinx it. It will happen the one time, and that's it.
Yep.
I can't think of anything else I would get bonuses from.
Nope.
So.
Cool. Yep. So, actually, because so you have a choice here. You can spend some mana to get rid of the paradox because you're overreaching, or we take 2 of your yantra bonus away for your dedicated.
Yeah, I can expend the mana. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I never use mana anyways. All the spells I ever cast are
Mind in Space. Yep.
Yeah, Mind in Space. Let me make sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna start blowing through mana soon.
Yeah, no. Okay. I wanted to make sure that this wasn't one of my rotes. And it is not.
Yes.
Okay. So my total dice pool is
3, 5, 8, 11. Hey, so you want that mana back?
Or do you want to take a condition?
Condition. Sir? Yeah. Let us say investigation plus empathy. Let's see. Let me pull up a character sheet. Actually, no.
How many conditions can I have?
As many as you want, technically, so long as they're not duplicates.
Okay, because I currently have 2, and I keep forgetting to fucking use them.
That's why you're a weak little Nexus 1 boy.
You are not wrong.
True, don't those fade over time though?
Yeah, they're only good for the scene they were applied to, right?
No, it depends on like if they're relevant. Like for instance, the Victorious one that Songbird had, where he could like gloat about pulling off the reverse gravity, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, that was good for probably, you know, a day or 2, but you know, that kind of fades because at that point, oh yeah, dude, I cast reverse gravity, like, you know, over this, right, you know, so that's not super useful, especially when you counter with, I also like totally wrecked a ghost's face. You know, that goes away. But yeah, some of the other stuff, you know, should go away, you know, sooner. So, but yeah, I think yeah, +2 for, oh, you know, you tell me, do you think this is more investigation or empathy?
Well, I can't do investigation because I already have a condition for +2 in investigation.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, so +2 to empathy then. Yep. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm trying to give those bonuses out, because those are just like a skill that you can decide to go do.
Yeah.
As opposed to like some of the weirder ones where, oh, you're informed about this thing. A little bit.
What's that have to do with weird?
Right. We went one whole episode, guys. Gonna get a little ticker here.
Have a little
0
ding and a one
days,
pops up. Ding.
0 episodes since last weird joke.
Yep.
Okay, so what do I see?
All right. Well, that depends on you because you need to define what links you're looking for.
So the first link I'm looking for is one of his attackers.
Right. Which you see as, kind of this image or not, of a werewolf. And you get a lot more kind of sensory overload where like you saw this guy, you're getting like senses and smells and like a very unique smell that's kind of connected with this guy. Is bear in mind, like you get these connections, but you get it through that person's, ideas
the way they perceive it.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get this, threatening. Yeah. So you get like this kind of threatening attacker, non-alpha male, not a pack leader, but somebody trying to move up. That's kind of the feel that you get from this guy.
Right. Okay. So I can follow the thread how many times? 3 total, right? Yes. So from Logan to the first guy, and then I can follow it 2 more times.
1 more time, because you're right, because that'll be 3 links. Yep.
So I'm going to follow the thread to possible safe house.
Okay, so yeah, home or something like that. And so what you get is, again, a lot of senses of smells and feel of that. Let me see here. And you kind of get this a smell of like river and a lot of like grass and green surrounded by water on one side and then nasty human culture and buildings on the other.
Okay, so my question is, I guess my question is that good enough to be able to like pinpoint it on a map? Like, because I'm perceiving it how he is, I should know where it's at because he knows where it's at.
Well, no, because you're thinking like the same way, because the example they give is people don't think of an address, they think of my childhood home.
That's true.
Right. So yeah, but what you are picking up is some kind of green space adjacent to water on one side and then humanity on the other.
But it sounds like it's going to be near the park.
Or a park. Right? I mean, it is
a
large area.
Well, I don't.
But then
Mammon
you have another connection.
New York as well as Songbird does. So I will probably bring that information to him. Also, I think I will, because I can follow the link one more time. I think I will. Does it have to be from the park, or can I go back to the original, like the attacker, and follow the link one more time?
Yeah, I think I think that makes sense. Yeah, you're kind of following this web.
So I'm gonna follow the link from him toward. I'm just going to define it in my search as alpha. Sure.
So you get this kind of image of a like looking up at this enormous werewolf, like in the full Garu like killer form. Hands are bloody with like gore, and there are just all these runes and marks all over that are just kind of glistening, kind of like scarred flesh, in symbols that don't like you have the feels like, okay, these are significant, but you don't know what they mean, and a kind of scent and feel to it.
If I were to, when I finish this, could I, like, am I visually seeing the runes? Could I write them down? Okay, so I could theoretically write them down and then ask rescue one if this means anything to them as far as, because I mean they're part of werewolf culture as well. So
right.
And then my next question is, because I am perceiving Alpha the way that the attacker is, would I have a name to put to it? At least what he would call him.
That is
I mean, obviously, you know, if they have their werewolf pack specific name that they would call him, I wouldn't know him as his human name, of course, but something to go off of.
Let's see here. Spell reveals, blah, blah, blah. Understands the connections in the manner the subject thinks of them. My childhood home, not 1440. Blah, blah, blah. What would you know?
Because like the way I'm understanding it is, as an example, you know, I know you as Drew.
That's true.
I don't know you as your full name.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, a name does come to mind, kind of with that image. I will find that name here momentarily. But yes, there's a name. I'm trying to think of, because I haven't thought about what names they would give each other, because they are not into humans.
Right.
So I don't know. So give me a minute to, super racist. Give me a minute to try and figure out what name he might use. But yeah, you do have it.
Okay. So while you come up with that name, once I come out of this trance, or whatever you would call it.
I mean, and it's instantaneous. So you just go, boop, boop, boop,
I am
boop.
going to immediately go, I need a paper and a writing instrument.
Yeah.
Like ASAP, please.
Right. And he's like, I thought you were going to cast a spell. Hang on. And runs over and like pulls out the ye old junk drawer that everybody has in their house. And it pulls out like, yellow legal pad.
Yellow
and, like,
notepad.
Yeah, yellow notepad and like 3 or 4 different pens, 2 of which don't work. Sets those down in front of you.
Okay. So just a quick note, a quick retcon. I imagine he might suspect that I already cast a spell because I used high speech.
That's very true.
Okay, so I'm going to immediately begin writing down drawing the runes that I saw before they fade from memory.
Sure.
And once I have them all written down or drawn to the best of my ability, I'm going to ask him if those mean anything to him personally. Like, not, did you do these? But like, do you know what these are? I guess is my question.
And the who are we talking to? Logan. Yeah, Logan looks at this and goes, "Oh, yeah, okay." And points out, and sorry, this is the other thing I'm looking at real quick. But he says these are marks of gifts. Like
the moving pictures?
No, with a T.
Gotcha.
And he taps on one. He says, "See that's a gift of strength." And this one here, that's a gift of rage, and that one here is a gift of evasion. Man, I haven't seen somebody with this many marks. This guy's nasty.
Well, he's their alpha.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And like he's like, well, here, let me show you. And like pulls his shirt up and shows, and on him he's got this mark, and it does not look like anything like you guys have messed with runes and stuff like that. And I haven't put a lot of thought into what these look like, but he's got like this big kind of shape, and it looks very kind of primal, and it kind of glistens a little with silver. He's like, this is a moon gift that we get because we actually follow, Father Wolf's example. The pure one have something like this, and then he pulls up another one. He's like, and you see a same mark that he pointed out as gift of strength. He's like, yeah, see, I had this one, and that we get from spirits.
So do they like enhance your abilities?
They are marks of power. And so like any sorry, let me get over that gift of strength one. Whoops. I minimized instead of clicked on. Oh no, where'd it go? PDF, don't fail me now. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he taps the one, and so this one, basically when I'm fighting, like even in this form, my human form, I could kill a man. And when I'm in another form, like people have a harder time avoiding me. That is just and gameplay wise, they're kind of like their version of Arcana and stuff like that. So like a Gift of Strength would have subcategories within it and stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm gonna thank him for his time, and then I'm gonna ask him, hey, are you hungry? Have you eaten lunch yet?
I mean, I can always eat.
Do you want to get some lunch? Because I'm gonna see about pulling the rest of the crew together at my favorite pub. They have, oh my god, it's the best.
Why are we going to
club.
fucking Jersey? Why don't we eat at a place in Manhattan?
Because they don't have that turkey club, and
I'm
need
sure
it
somewhere does.
in my face.
But he's like,
I actually don't mind the Ebon Dart. It's not a bad place.
The
Yeah, but,
Evan Dart
like,
is fantastic.
It's like 45 minutes away, though.
Yeah, why are we driving an hour to go get a damn sandwich?
Fine.
I'm sure there's
imagine this is
solid
on the
place.
group. This is all going on in the group text.
Yeah. He checked us and be like, come meet me at the Ebon Dart. And we're like, fucking why? There are other restaurants, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So to wrap it up, because I don't want to keep monopolizing the time. I am going to invite Logan to grab some food with us, just in case they need him for questions as well. And I'm going to text the group and ask Songbird to suggest a lunch spot, but it has to have a bomb ass turkey club, or I fucking walk. And let them know that I found some shit out, and I will fill them in when we convene.
I tell you, there's a Subway two blocks away, and leave me alone.
All right.
I do little figure emoji with the gun at the head emoji.
Okay. And real quick, he does say, I'm totally down for food, but we are in like full lockdown mode, so I have to find backup to go with me, if that's cool.
That's fine. I'll pay for them too.
Bring more werewolves. Cool.
Yeah. So
can I make my bullets?
Oh yeah. I saw you put the template up.
I think that's right, because I only need a reach. Yeah, I have it as a road. I only need one reach to do solids and one for instant if I don't want to spend 3 hours on it.
Right.
Because duration, I don't super need if I can make them quickly.
Right. And also, I think because shaping is 2 dots, right?
Yeah.
So technically, you only have 4 reach.
Only have 4, but that's still fine.
It doesn't matter, right? But yeah, no, that is good. So yeah, roll your 7.
An instant, you're basically just snapping your fingers, and there's a bunch of bullets there.
Sort of. They would move.
A couple seconds, but yeah.
They mold when I touch it.
Yep.
Oh God. Well, good thing I had 7.
Yep. There you go. So yeah, Logan grabs a younger guy you haven't seen before, or you haven't met before. He introduces himself as sorry, give me a sec. I didn't expect you to go grab some more folks, so
give me more werewolf names.
Yes. Though fortunately, these guys are not pure werewolves. Oh, let's see here. But yeah, he introduces you to Alicia Lane, and they look, like they could be siblings, but close in, or well, actually probably cousins. They're related at least. So kind of. I don't remember what Logan looks like.
I don't think he ever said.
Oh,
other
yeah.
than, like a youngish guy.
Yeah, no, he's. Oh, yeah, that's true. Because when you first saw him, he was a horse-sized werewolf. But yeah, 25. Fairly fit. Short, curly, black hair, blue eyes, light tan. She's got the same kind of black hair, but it's a little bit longer, though very clearly like firefighter, able to be tucked up, kind of stuff. And, hey, nice to meet you, Mammon. And
same. I shake her hand.
Right.
I love that you announce that every time.
It's got to be clear. If he doesn't say it, it didn't happen. Yeah, Logan Murphy, Alicia Lane, both more than happy to, figure out food and, wherever Songbird suggests. But yeah, you guys meet up someplace for food because we will not bog this down with where you guys go to eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, someplace in Manhattan in the area that you guys are all in. Yes.
We need a patron exclusive Songbird's Guide to New York.
I mean, he's
funny that
on
you mentioned it. We are working on that. And yeah, we will definitely have some stuff posted soon. But yep. Yeah, some TM indeed. Well, June, I think. Anyways. But let's see here. Yeah, so you guys meet up at whatever food place for lunch. So yeah, Mammon shows up in his suit, and trailing behind are two firefighter lad and lass, and they are dressed in like blue jeans and like FDNY Rescue One t-shirts, and Logan sees Songbird and okay, and heads over that way, and introductions are made, and you guys have like the round booth in the corner because there's 6 of you. I can math.
Yeah.
And Logan's like, all right, so like this is the whole team though?
Oh yeah, it's the whole team. It's all we need. I mean, we're like a small army. So
if shit gets out of hand, we
can get others. But
okay, yeah, because like
this is our team. We're
more of a. It's more of like a squad.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Our pack is.
This is our territory, rather. Like as far as mages go, we are the spots.
We have a pack of like 50, and we cover the same area. So, yeah, 4 of you. Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. That's cool. I'm still. Oh, actually, you didn't use high speech. You pulled out your mask.
That's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, because you had to use it for your. Oh no, you spent mana. That's right. I apologize. Yep. And did you bring the silver bullets?
No. I imagine I took this pile of silver and just sort of touched it. It turned into bullets and scattered everywhere, and I'm like,
I'll pick these up.
We'll deal with this later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Songbirds housekeeper comes by to clean and is like, "What the
floor
fuck
is
happened
scattered
here?"
with assorted bullets.
Looks like a bunch of the little pachinko balls just everywhere.
I make sure that Logan and what's her name?
Alicia.
I make sure they're aware that I know they can eat a lot. They work hard. Get as much as you want. It's on me.
Sure. Yeah, they order kind of normal stuff, but and they kind of lean back and like, okay, so four of you, and you're gonna help us take down 10 Predator Kings.
I want to point out that you used the key word, and that is help.
Okay, fair point.
I mean, if you'd like, I can just pop them into another dimension for a bit.
So let's talk about this, okay?
Sure.
You remember yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Was like, yeah, that was the base level of that spell, and that's all just saying, hey, gravity, fuck you, we're going sideways now. What happens if I make it, last a little longer and just send them straight up?
Like,
oh yeah, miles. How many miles out to the atmosphere?
Okay.
How far does a werewolf have to fall before they die?
Gameplay mechanics. Actually, no, I'm not going to tell you.
Not that far.
Yeah,
not that far.
Like, how far do you think we would need to launch one of these dudes into the sky before they would die on impact?
Depends on the particular werewolf. Because much as that would suck, Logan's like, I could survive that. And Alicia Alicia looks at him and says, I think most of us could. Like,
I mean, you can fall for a few miles at terminal velocity and splat on the ground and be okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. All right.
And go ahead.
Would that enable anyone else to finish you off, though?
It would suck. No.
I assume you're not getting up and just like running off from that. I've seen your dude like busted up with his leg in a cast, unable to walk.
Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin got attacked by a spirit of fire that burned him with like God's unholy wrath.
Question: How bad would Silver fuck them up?
Silver, and as I understand, some of the stuff you guys can throw around can actually fuck us up. But like, and he kind of looks over at Alicia and says, "Can I borrow your knife?" Poof! Just like stabs himself. He's like, "Okay, that sucks." Pulls it out and waits a second, kind of holds it out to you guys. And like, there's a moment of concentration and you watch as like the flesh doesn't like neatly, like, compress together, but you watch as like parts of it, like pull itself. It's very gruesome and visceral. And it doesn't look like a nice knitting, like the stuff that you guys have seen with life magic, which, basically just neatly fits it. The body, his hand is aggressively attacking the wound almost. And it's like, okay, but I could do that with
cool.
most any normal wound.
Quick clarification: does the blood get on Mammon's sandwich?
No, because that's a straight stab down on and pulls it out. And Alicia looks over. He's like, well, I didn't want to use my knife. And she's like, yeah, you're an ass. But he's not wrong. It's one of the reasons why we didn't expect you guys to actually help fight. Now you bring Silver.
We got a lot of silver.
And I mean that's what we have most of the wolf-blooded carry. Because that stuff will put us down, but you still have to do a lot of it before it.
Well,
I got a lot of bullets. I just made like many bullets.
Not even just the bullets. We're mages, right? To be crass or sarcastic, I suppose. We always have tricks up our sleeves. We'll be fine. This is what we do.
Yeah, no,
I can throw them into the ghost dimension.
We can add the narrator in later that says they won't be fine.
But no, and they're like, no, throwing somebody into the atmosphere, yeah, that'll definitely put a werewolf down. I mean, we lose oxygen to the brain, that starts to go bad, pretty quick. Like, this thing is a, pointing to his now completely, healed hand. Says, that requires actual mental thought. So
is there a limit on how much you can heal? Like at a certain point, are you tapped out?
Yes. We have an inner reserve of mojo essence, what I was telling Mammon about, that we use to make that. Normally when we heal, it's not a, cut like that. We shrug off minor injuries in, seconds. Gameplay terms, a werewolf regenerates 1 bashing damage per turn, to give you an idea. And then if they spend essence, they can do lethal damage per turn. So and this is mostly just explaining. So if somebody hits the ground with a bunch of lethal damage, well, that is absolutely brutal.
They'll be fine in a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
But the upside is it's eaten up their essence that they could then, instead of using for something else.
Correct. Right.
Also, I'm just assuming someone else will be ready to pounce on them when they hit the ground.
Right. And that's basically Alicia says, the main thing when we have to hunt other werewolves, it sucks. When we have to hunt other werewolves, we have to make a concerted effort to put them down. And it usually means using silver because that doesn't heal well and it does a lot of damage. Or some of us can inflict particularly nasty wounds when souped up.
Hulked.
Yeah, but the hulked up form has its downsides. So fighting other werewolves is scary.
One question: do werewolves count as sleepers since they're not mages?
No. If they have
still supernatural.
Supernatural.
Yeah, if they have a supernatural template that is natural, or that if they have a supernatural talent or a supernatural merit that is internal, they count as sleepwalkers.
Okay.
So
I can't snatch the souls out.
I guess
yes.
I can.
Yes, because it is not an awakened soul. Now that said, well, yeah, I won't say anything more.
Probably causes some sort of active hubris thing for ripping out souls.
Not necessarily, actually. That's one of those actually fairly safe things. Go ahead,
when
John.
someone is trying to kill me, snatch out a soul.
So, this is all great. Like, I guess, what I'm trying to say is our greatest strength is gathering information and using that information to its greatest strength.
Right.
So, obviously we're not going to go take down their pack in a night. It'll take some preparation. It'll take some investigation. It'll take some time, possibly even calling in a few favors, whatever, but we'll get there. What we're meeting here for right now is for me to relay the information that I gathered from you, I say motioning to Logan, to the rest of my cabal. And then from there, we can decide what steps we need to take. So, and I pull out the piece of paper and I put it on the table with the runes on it. And, I explained what I saw about the alpha, which did you end up coming up with a name for the alpha?
I hadn't come up with something yet, but it's going to be something like actually, well, so they because the werewolves have the first tongue, which is kind of their language. It's so that's the name that you get, which Logan translates to
mittens.
Right. No, something like, red maw or, something like brutal and metal and stuff like that. But I'll come up with a proper name when I have a moment to think on it.
Okay. So, and then I also say songbird. So I think I have a location for, at the very least, a safe house that they use, or at least a safe area. But because I don't know New York as well as you, and I don't have an address, I'm hoping you can help me locate it, or at least, the general vicinity that it should be at. Actually, out of character, while I'm thinking about it, because I have an idea of the connection for that location, could I not use locate object to lead me to it?
Let us see what locate object says. Distance illusion, blah, 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 as long as the
My money's on it being Battery Park.
I'll have to look. As long as the subject of the spell is within the area, so the subject being, okay, so how would you do this? Because you would have to have subject of the spell, which would be in sensory range. See this.
But could I spend obviously the reach will let me track it if it leaves, but could I spend a reach or spend some dice to up the area of the spell to be a wider radius?
Right. Scale would give you area, which at max, which is -10 and +1 reach, that gives you the area of a small neighborhood. So that would be, a pretty decent area, or the size of a college campus.
Right. Well, what I'm thinking we could do then is we can figure out where a couple suggestions where Songbird thinks it is, and then when I get to that area, I can cast a spell. And if it pings, I know we're in the right spot. If it doesn't, we go to the next spot.
Mm-hmm. Actually, yeah. So this is actually where sympathetic casting comes in really useful. You don't know the name of the place or person if you wanted to track one of the two people that you have the connection for. So you know they exist. So you can cast on them using sympathetic casting, which is basically you cast at sensory range and spend a mana. And that basically lets you find them. And then as long as the area of the spell, so you would, do your, whatever radius, then you would know where they are. And in that case, what is your connection? So you would have 4. Yeah, you would have 4 potency to get through, though. You'd have to have 4 potency to actually pull it off because you have a weak connection to that park or the alpha. But yeah, you could do it.
Could I borrow a connection?
You could.
Because I have access to borrow threads. Allows the transfer of as many sympathetic connections between the caster and the subject affected as success is reached on the caster.
Correct. And that would be a good way to find the attacker. Because you could borrow that connection from Logan.
Okay.
Yep. And if you find Logan's attacker, you could then borrow his connection to the camp or to the alpha.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So I like it.
Yep. But yeah, and so you get talking about gathering together. Logan says, like, you guys don't even have to get involved in a fight. Like, if we can locate where they are, specifically individuals, then we can take them down one at a time. And if we kill all of them, terrific. But if we get a couple good, clean kills with them never seeing us coming, and their numbers just start to disappear, they'll bail. I would
rather just wrap all this up.
And like Alicia looks over at you and goes, "Damn,"
because I mean, if they run away, we still have a pack of cannibal werewolves out there hunting other werewolves, and they might come back.
Yeah, I mean, how long until they regroup?
Yeah, until they regroup. Why don't we just knock this out?
If they're afraid of this area, that pack might not come back. But no, I know what you mean. They're
still eating other people. Like, they're gonna go eat people somewhere else. Like,
yeah. Well, and I mean,
no, I'm not so much concerned about them eating.
I mean, you're
people.
not.
That's their problem. I guess what I want to do is give them a goddamn good reason to be terrified of this area and not come back.
Right, and like,
yeah, like no alpha is badass enough for them to want to follow him over here.
And like Alicia says, I mean, that would definitely send a message. Like, pluck the alpha out of thin air and kick his ass.
Send him to space.
Launch him into space and then riddle him with silver bullets.
And then send him back.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you can just turn off gravity far enough to just like send him to space so that he doesn't come back.
If we want to send a message,
you need the body.
Can you snatch a guy?
What do you mean?
Mammon?
Oh.
Mammon,
like
can you
not yet, because somebody's responsible for me losing Space 3. The alpha just gets a phone call. You're about to be taken.
But no,
I can. Yeah, well, they
don't use technology.
Eschew technology, right? So.
Yep. Now that said, I mean, you can still call the number closest to them. Yeah. So, yeah, and like I said, like and like both Logan and Alicia look kind of surprised, and Logan basically says like we heard mages were, I mean, not exactly combat oriented, so this is kind of a surprise for us. I mean,
physically we're just like people, right? But we can basically change reality to suit our will. So,
well, I also like to point out and I motion at my boy Songbird.
This looks like a Viking.
Looks like a Viking is an MMA fighter.
Still not very good versus a werewolf.
Right. Roguishly charming and handsome.
Oh, thanks.
I said I'm.
Oh.
And this young lady, I motion at Weird, has the balls to carry a fucking sword in public. Like, you want to fuck with somebody who carries a sword in public? I don't think so. That's some weeb shit.
That's every weeb,
though. Yeah, so hunt the alpha.
So yeah, do you want to prepare to go hunting?
And this chick, I motion at Atratus, told a ghost to go fuck itself, and it did.
And it had to.
It had to. The ghost was like, I don't know, but all right.
And they kind of look at each other, and and they kind of go, we could take them on the hunt. Says Logan. Alicia's like, we haven't done that shit in like a decade.
Many moons?
Right, yeah, like in a decade.
How old are they? They were doing this shit when they were like 14?
No, like she definitely means like the tribe, the pack. Okay. Yeah. But Logan's like, yeah, but could you imagine them with us? Like, we just leave them in the back and just let them keep up and just hunt the alpha and just put them down.
Please.
I mean, I could co-locate silver bullets to the alpha, but somebody fucked that up.
You're just doing the old-fashioned way with a gun.
Right. No, Alicia looks over and goes, no, like, this isn't, this wouldn't be our call. Like, we would have to take this to Jake and like...
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah. And take it to, to Jake about this, but like, we've done it before with like the, some of the humans that are in the know, like not even wolf-blooded, just some of the folks that
if you'll just take people, you should take us. We're better than humans.
Well, yeah. The problem is there's some stuff that comes with it. Like, you guys have to, you basically, like Jake and Alicia, like, sure, okay, yeah, we can tell them they're mages, whatever. You become part of the pack for a little bit.
Okay.
With all the benefits and downsides that come with. And,
what's the downside?
Well, you have to abide by our rules. And if you don't, that can have some very physical negative consequences.
I mean, this is your fight. I don't see why we would have a problem abiding by your rules.
Well, okay.
Compared to everyone else.
So
what are the rules?
Or
you can't tell us till we say yes.
Oh no, we can tell you. And let me pull it up because I want to get the exact quote here. Because they have they're a Stormlord pack, and so Stormlords have a specific not a bane or a ban, but a allow no one to witness or tend your weakness. So
if they get the shit kicked out of them, we can't help them.
And if you get the shit kicked out of you,
we can't assist each other.
No, it's stand on your own 2 feet or die.
Okay.
That's baller as fuck. Yeah, I'm so into it.
And like Justin, like he crawled home on that bad leg. And no. And that's just the tribe's rule. Then you have to deal with our totem. And it's
the lightning god?
Oh, no. That's just us calling down a storm. No. Our totem, come on, guys, we're firefighters. We have a water spirit.
Oh.
I mean,
makes sense.
Right.
Obviously. We knew this.
Obviously.
Yeah, totally. I know what spirits are.
Right, that's very true. Yeah,
Spirit
all of you goes,
is my minor arcana. I don't know shit about a spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have a water spirit, so we have to fight fire, and that's hence, rescue one. Which I don't think that's going to be a big deal fighting these, but if they figure that out, it's really easy for them to get away. Because
they just light a fire and you have to deal with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
And so if they
I might be able to help with that.
Can you turn off a fire?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He turns heat into other things. Oh, wait. No, not
I would
yet.
be able to just ban the oxygen from the space, but somebody fucked that up.
So
salty.
But, yeah. So Alicia, and so they're like, yeah, it's got some cool benefits, and some downsides. So this is, and that's if Jake agrees to take you guys on the hunt, which is, kind of dicey.
Do we need to go convince him? Because I will beg. I want to go.
Well, and Logan says you guys even going, that might be a thing outside of putting you in the pack. So it's it's possible. Especially if you guys can actually figure out where the alpha is, and
let's go fucking talk to him then.
Because that guy, okay, yeah, and so you guys kind of finish up your meal, pay, tip, and head back to rescue one.
Tip your waiters.
Yep,
tip well,
please,
or waitresses.
Indeed, and so you guys
tip your servers. How about that?
Yeah,
perfect.
And so you guys bebop off to rescue one. Craig, are you about to say something?
While we're sitting at the table, I want to do a divination.
Okay.
Just start tarot card
Will
flipping.
we get eaten by werewolves?
Ask again later.
And that might be the response, right?
Results unclear.
Weird's I'm going to read everybody's future. Starts shaking a magic 8-ball.
I mean, that would be a legitimate good divination.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing.
And
shaking a magic 8-ball?
No, divination.
But I can with reach. I can do everybody at the table.
Oh, sweet.
Reach in a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. If you do literally everybody else, you could do it with just one reach. That said, so Craig is going to set up this template real quick.
Yep.
Think if there's anything else you guys want to do real quick because we're ending the episode.
Nope, I'm good. I made progress towards a long-term goal.
Cool.
Which is, I think I have it down as destroy Nazi fuck pack.
I do remember reading that and going, okay, yeah, I'll allow that one. And so let's see here. I'm going to get ahead of the curve here and look at divination.
I got one beat off of making a bullet, but I still have not seen a fucking werewolf. So I'm mad at you.
Well, I mean,
I think pretty soon
there's one sitting right in front of you.
Right.
No, I said to see his transformed werewolf. I want to see a giant horse wolf.
Oh God, yeah.
Ask Logan. Hey Logan, let me see a horse wolf.
All right. Man, if I thought they would do it, I would definitely sidle up to werewolf and be like, hey.
Can I ride you into battle?
That seems disrespectful. But
how is it disrespectful to be somebody's mighty steed?
Aslan allowed it twice ever, all right?
Yep.
He was also Jesus, though. So these are just dudes.
And ain't nobody riding Jesus into battle.
Like I said, happened twice.
Yeah, it did.
You got it set up, Craig?
Yeah, I think I just need 2 reach.
One for instant, one for...
And one for advanced scale.
Okay.
I don't really need potency.
Only if you want multiple questions.
Yeah, I just want to... Yeah. I don't need duration. I don't need scale.
Now, bear in mind because you're asking all these multiple subjects. The question needs to be about them all.
Right. And I want to, I'm looking for, what I'm looking for is this going to be a good idea or a bad idea? That's what I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
3 from Shadow Name and Cabal, and 1 for a tool.
Sure.
Tarot deck.
Mm-hmm.
No other bonuses from other sources, so that should be that. So 9.
Yep. Crazy 3 gnosis. Which, by the way, you can now use an additional yantra.
And combine spells.
Yep. So 4 successes. So with your 2 time, you have 2 questions.
Right. So are we going to be successful in accomplishing going after the alpha?
Irrelevant.
That's not good.
That doesn't seem like an answer to that question.
The answers that Weird gets is yes, no, or irrelevant.
Okay.
Those are the 3 possibilities.
Needs more data, basically.
Per level of potency. So how could it be irrelevant?
Because it's
because
not a straight up yes or no.
Yeah, because it's not
yes or no.
Certain. Yeah. Are we going to take losses if we go after the alpha?
Irrelevant.
Okay.
Data not found.
Yep.
Yep.
So with super irrelevant answers, we will.
Wait, he gets one more question, right?
No, he's at 2.
No, he's got 2 time.
Oh.
Yep.
She's got 2 time. So only 2 questions.
And with that, we're out of time.
Indeed. So, which, by the way, was it just me or did this episode go really fast?
Super
fast.
fast.
Super fast.
So, cool. Anyways, thanks guys again for hanging out. We will catch you next week as these lovely mages go and try and convince an alpha Stormlord that please, pretty please, can we go on the hunt with you, please?
Please.
So until then, guys, we'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Stay lucky.
Hey guys, thanks for sticking through episode 16 with us. So are we going to war? Or is this an assassination? I can't quite tell yet, and I probably won't even figure out until next week. So I'm looking forward to this. I've got to do some prep, which reminds me, actually, if you're hanging out, give me some cool names for werewolves, vampires, spirits, whatever you think of. Throw those down in the comments, or even better, come over onto Discord and join us there, because we get to chatting about that kind of stuff every now and then. Of course, we appreciate any support you guys give us. If you're on Patreon, that's absolutely terrific. Thank you. If you're subscribed on YouTube, all the better. If you're sharing on Twitter, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, that's great. Of course, we're on Twitter at twitter.com/occultista, and Discord's down below, patreon.com/occultistanonymous. Please come join us, hang out. It's terrific. We love being part of the community, and we want to build it up around us and with you guys. We want to hear about what stuff you're doing, or if you were playing, what kind of mage would you be? We like hearing that kind of stuff. It's cool. So until next week, we'll see you.